What's up? Hello. Welcome to Sammy and Creepy. If you are new here, my name is Sammy and this is where I tell you about something creepy. So, if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe. Also, I do have a members only option where I'm going to do like exclusive content behind the scenes photos, let you guys help me plan my next video or pick video topics as well as see what I'm working on, stuff like that. It's the $5 one. So yeah, if you want to do that. Oh, and you'll get cute little emojis, like you get a scream emoji by your name, and I have a couple of like little Halloween creepy emojis. It's really cute. I do live stream sometimes if you're new here, either reacting to content or playing a game. So if you're into that, check it out. I have 2 already under my live tab. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So I was scrolling Instagram Reels looking at creepy stuff as I do, and I come across this topic of Ohio's most haunted house. And I was like, that sounds like just the thing I want to talk about. So I went and did some research on it, and yes, there is a mansion, house, castle, it's like a mansion. And it is supposedly very haunted and has a little bit of a spooky history. So, let's talk about it. So, it's technically called Franklin Castle, but you can also search Ohio's condemned haunted house or something like that, is what I typed in, and it pulled it right up. So, the original owners built this home in 1881. The original owner's name was Hannes Tiedemann, and he thought it was going to be a dream home for their family, but for some reason, things went bad very quickly. Some people actually believe that the amount of tragedies that this family endured in this home was either bad luck or bad entities or energies in this home, which if they built it would have probably had to come from the land, or I don't know, we don't know what they were doing in the house. Whatever it is, they think that something sinister was going on, which led to all the tragedies. So I don't know how to say his name. Mr. Tiedemann was actually a German immigrant, and he wanted to come over here for the American dream, and so he brought his family and they built this house. He was actually a very rich man. He had several large incomes. I think his main income was union banking and savings co. So he was a banker. He was co-owner, co-founder of this bank. He also wanted the house to be big enough to house other German immigrants. So, I mean, he had good intentions. But sadly, very quickly, he pretty much lost his entire family in that home. For like random things. So after he pretty much lost his entire family, he sold the house, remarried, and moved away, obviously. And then the people that he sold it to actually used it for illegal liquor production. Also, the person who bought it let Nazi spies stay there in World War II. But it does say that there were no reportings of hauntings until the 1960s, which makes sense because it was, again, a new construction. So if for whatever reason the man just had really bad luck and there wasn't anything sinister before, it has become haunted over all of these things that have gone on in this home. Now in the 1960s, a family called the Romanos, there was like 6 kids. They moved into the house and they were going to turn it into a restaurant. But instead, they found the home to be very haunted and they were constantly having terrifying paranormal experiences. And like, that's all they could think about. It said that the day they moved in, it started. So on the day they moved in, 2 of their children saw a crying girl. She was wearing white and she was on the 3rd floor. But when Mrs. Romano went to go check, obviously there was nobody there. After that, they started hearing what they referred to as haunting organ music and heavy footsteps. Organ music and footsteps is where I draw the line. That's how you get me. That's how you scare me in a haunted house. Also, one night, two of the older children woke up to something like snatching the blankets off of them. Also, one night, Mrs. Romano woke up, like she woke herself up, screaming on the floor. She was on the floor screaming, and she like woke herself up, and she said there was an unseen presence screaming right beside her, like along with her. A priest actually advised them to move. This was in 1974, and they did, which, can you blame them? She said that the house was getting the best of her. She could not stand to stay there anymore. She actually just assumed that the haunting was Mrs. Tiedemann, you know, the original owner's wife, and her daughter. But the hauntings did not stop when the Romanos left. The new owner actually decided to make it into a haunted attraction, basically, and like let people come investigate. And they actually had a lot of creepy experiences. A Cleveland radio host named John Webster said that something snatched his tape recorder out of his hand and threw it down the stairs. He said, "I just stood there holding the microphone as I watched my tape recorder go flying down the stairs. It broke into pieces." After that, the house was sold again and again and again, and each owner had experiences. They mentioned stuff like, you know, smells, odd vapors, which I'm assuming would be like fog or something. I don't know if that's what they're referring to, but they said odd vapors. Hearing a child crying, and actually seeing a woman in black. She would be standing in the window, which is terrifying. And of course, everyone just thought that it was being haunted by the original owners, but I don't know. Maybe some of them, but what woman in black, you know? But you have to remember that in these places, when people are coming there over and over again, like investigating and looking for these types of things and trying to contact things, remember, you're like opening portals. So there, at this point, there could be many different entities from different places being drawn there or like summoned there. Now, at one point, there were speculations that maybe the original owner had actually killed his family, but then someone later who had done a lot more research on it and like more research on the people were like, no, that's not a thing. They were really nice. It was just a really bad thing that happened. But even the person who debunked that theory had been to the castle, and he was like, I don't think that happened, but I can tell you things do happen there. Strange noises, radios turning on and off, his phone randomly playing music and stuff, and footsteps, which everybody has reported the footsteps. It's actually owned by someone right now, like someone lives there, so even though I think there's a ghost tour that goes by that house, you can't go in or anything because someone literally lives there. They haven't said anything about it being haunted, like the current owners, but who knows? Maybe they just don't want a bunch of media attention, you know? They do say that you can see the original owner's wife standing in the window. So, but are they referring to the woman in black? Is there a woman in black standing in the window? I don't know. If you've ever been by that house, if you live in that area in Ohio, let me know if you have ever been by that house and you've seen someone standing in the window. So yeah, that's the story of the Franklin Castle, Ohio's most haunted home. Although, I don't know. I have heard of some other haunted places in Ohio, I feel like. I don't know if this would be the most haunted, but this was a creepy story, and I just like reading about hauntings in general. So if you have any other haunted places that you would want me to check out and make a video on, research, and I mean, it can be like seriously demonic haunted. I actually prefer it, or like poltergeist haunted, anything like that, I love. So leave me some recommendations in the comments, and I will check them out and make a video on them. Anyway, I hope you found this video very entertaining, very fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things that YouTube wants you to do to let them know that you like my videos. And don't forget to stay creepy.